And now it's time for Gear of the Week.
So I bought one of those George Lynch inspired Bones guitars from Firefly, and I showed it to you guys on Halloween. And they also have the Tiger George Lynch style guitar, but I guess it's not selling as well because they dropped it down to $249. So $250, you get a George Lynch inspired guitar with a roasted maple neck, stainless steel frets, a Korean Floyd rose, and a custom paint job. And the shipping is actually really realistic. So I would have guessed this guitar is going to be in the $260, $270 range. After you ship it, pretty reasonable. So I thought I'd share that since, like I said, they put them on sale, and it's really strange because usually Firefly, they sell their guitars and then everybody buys them and flips them on Reverb for more money. This also has the spoke wheel truss rod. As you know, my opinion, I don't like the pickup, but that's an easy fix. And to be honest with you, it's not that bad. So if you're under a rock or you actually were outside enjoying your life this week, you missed out on the fact that everybody had a video on the Stadium XL by Line 6. This is a big deal because they've been waiting 10 years, according to this, to come up with this thing. There's some cool features. Obviously, the touch screen. I liked the Helix originally, so of course, just improving it's a good idea. Some of the shock factors was the fact that this is $2,200, which puts it more expensive than the Quad Cortex and Kemper. And I know it has more than them, but it only puts itself about $100 or $200 less than the Axe FX, which has almost 300 amp sounds and 3,000 effects, which is a strange thing to think now that the Line 6 guys have decided to kind of branch off from the pack as being the most expensive option. I'm really curious to see how this will kind of ride out. A lot of people asking, can it do metal? Apparently, I don't know who's asking that, but a lot of people apparently were. But out of all the videos, I thought Rhett Shaw's was the absolute best because it was just a practical approach at looking at it, and he broke it down and it gave me some insight, and I learned that I'm just not interested in it. I'm going to stay with what I have. A lot of hokey marketing jargon on this, but for those who were curious, it's out. For if you got some money. Like I said, I think it's cool, but I just want to tell you, this is something I'm a little bit more excited with. They are putting the Soldano Astro 20 on Black Friday deals. So you can check it out. It's normally $2,000. This is an actual Soldano made in California with IRs, the whole 9 yards. It's a 20 watt head. And it was $2,000. Now it's $1,699, and Sweetwater's giving away an IR package with it, but they don't have them in stock. But I looked, and Guitar Center is showing them in stock. And this is a map reduction deal. So any dealer that sells Soldano that you like if you have a mom and pop, you can get that same deal from them. $16.99 for a Soldano head. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of you are curious, what makes this different than the SLO 30? Besides, it's at this point, it's almost $1,000 or over $1,000 less. The big difference is the SLO 30 is hand wired. And it has 2 channels, and the Astro has 3 channels with different options, and it has IRs, but it is a PC board based unit. It's not a hand wired unit. What's cool feature about it is it doesn't have a standby switch because they use DC heaters on the power tubes. So really cool. It's a cool amp. If you guys like to see a review of this amp, I will get one and review it if I get 500 likes today. So before the show's over. All right, so here's some new gear I didn't see coming. Peavey is making amps again. Now, we saw the Decade 2 earlier this year. They talked about that, but now they're bringing back the Peavey Super Festival 1200 and the Peavey Nashville Session 115 and 112. These are solid-state amps for $1,300 and $1,500. I was looking. I can't see anywhere where it says if they're made here in the US again or if these are made overseas. It doesn't really say a lot. It just says they're new. I kind of feel like this got put up before it was time. I'm not really sure. To see Peavey solid state amps back is cool, but to see $1,500 is confusing. So I just wanted to put it out on everybody's radar. Let me know what you know about them, and I'll do some more research too. But hey, at least we know Peavey is still alive. That's good. Well, it took over 15 years, but Fender has finally done it. They've made a Hello Kitty guitar for little girls instead of for their dads to just kind of buy and then play in front of them. They've partnered with Loog, which is a 3-string guitar made for kids. I kind of liken it to a ukulele and a guitar together, but more importantly, it's on sale for Black Friday, so it's down to $199, which is pretty cool because I was a dealer when the first Hello Kitty full-size and 3/4 guitars came out, and the full sizes at that time were $199, so that's pretty cool. Those that don't know, they did make a 3/4 little guitar for kids, Fender did, but instead of putting the cool Hello Kitty graphic on the pick guard, they just kind of put Hello Kitty. They just were not as cool as the full size. So it's great. So with all of you guys that want to get a miniature guitar version of your Hello Kitty guitar, this would be a little $200 add-on for you. And for people who actually want to buy these for little girls, they're available. I think that's really cool. This is another one. I don't know why I would buy this and do a deep dive on it, but if you guys want a deep dive on a Loog guitar, I think this would be the one I'd get because I think it's got some appeal. Let me know in the comments. And I thought I'd give you a little fun fact about the original line of Hello Kitty guitars that came out. This guitar strap, when it came out with the original line of Hello Kitty guitars, was 72 inches, which means cinched all the way to its shortest. It wouldn't work on anyone shorter than 5'5". So I'll let you know how much Fender was thinking about making this guitar for kids. A lot of you have been asking me about the Synergy Syn 20 head because you guys know I bought one a while back. The deal that they're offering now is $12.95 and it includes a module. So essentially the amp's normally 11 and the module's 4, so it's about $1,500 normally. That includes the Marshall module. This is important because that's $1,300 for the Marshall 2-channel module with the clean channel that's in the Synergy amp. So that's a 3-channel amp. The Marshall Vintage 20, that is also 20 watts. It is $1,350. So the Synergy now with the Marshall module is $50 less. So something to consider and think about. Both are really good amps. I own both. I can tell you there's great things about both. One of the nice things about Synergy is it has the impulse responses, the direct out, some of those cool features. It also includes a 3-button MIDI foot switch, so you can control all 3 channels. But more importantly, it's a MIDI foot switch, which means you can use it like a MIDI switch with any of your other amplifiers or effects units. So it's like getting a $150 MIDI switch included. I think they sound pretty close. I can tell you one thing for sure. The Synergy wins hands down if you're trying to keep your volume down because the fact that essentially it not only has the master volume, but it has 2 individual volumes on each channel, plus, the gain controls. So you can get that JMP sound at a much quieter volume. So something to think about. I went ahead and picked up one of those Marshall modules right there. This is my Syn 50 head. So I have the 50, but in the long term, I just don't see myself using the 50 nearly as much as the 20. That's usually what I use. But it is nice to compare like the Soldano to the Marshall and have it in one amp. A Soldano and a Marshall in the same amp. It's pretty impressive. So last week I talked about some cool deals, including the Boss TU3 that was $79. And so I picked up one of those. Let's see here. That. I used to have a TU2 forever. I never had the TU3, and I got rid of my TU2 for my strobe tuner, Peterson, which I love, but there's just something about the old Boss, TU pedals that's just kind of cool to have, and I'm going to put this back on my pedal board. And then this one, if I recall, the big deal with this one, is that it has a way to adjust the brightness. So again, you can use it for daytime or nighttime stages. So pretty cool. Let's do that right there. And then if you notice, the other thing I did was last week when I showed you the Gretsch, I ended up buying that Gretsch and doing a deep dive. So thank you guys for checking that out. I think it did like 140,000 views. Super amazing guitar. Blew my mind for the price. It was one of those things I didn't know how, it was going to go when you unbox it. And I also got something else from last week's show, which will come soon. So if you haven't seen, want to guess what that is, I'll tell you what that is. So this week, on this week's, gear of the week and deals of the week, let me know if you think I should get the Hello Kitty Loog and the Soldano Astro 20. If I get enough likes and I get a reason to do it, we'll do it because I'll take that as you guys want to see the video, and that definitely makes the investment of time and money worth it if you guys are interested. All right. If you guys like this segment, this idea, let me know. And if you want to make it better, help me out by sending me some deals you see. You can send it to the askknowyourgear@gmail.com email address. I'll put the link in the description. Don't send me your life story. Just send me the deal that you see on gear and where the link to where you're getting it or the mom and pop store that's offering it. Also, if you see new gear or new exciting things, same thing. Don't send me a long story. Just send me what you found, and that will help us out to make this better.
Gear of the week.